Oh, no, pictures, pictures, don't worry.
You can sit those there.
No, I wanted to get pictures of Macy if we didn't.
You're like freaking for.
Hi, friends. I wanted to welcome you all to the Fall 2021 Jewish Learning Fellowship graduation. My name is Macy Clausen, and I am the Springboard Innovation Fellow here at Hello Buffalo. And this is now my third time teaching JLF and my fourth time experiencing JLF. I took it in college. I went to the University of Kansas, and I found JLF right as I was finding my own footing with my relationship with Judaism. And it's such a pleasure to watch the students, you guys, grapple with the same material that gripped me so tightly when I was first exposed to Judaism almost 5 years ago. If I could, right now, I would do a recap of each session and every single source we went over, so all our guests here tonight could understand the wide scope of what we covered. I want to talk about every Talmudic thinker, rabbi, and article we explored. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to do that, but I want to honor the hours we spent together this semester. So if I had to wrap up everything in a thought, it would kind of be something like this. Like, being a college student is really hard. You go from the comfort that comes with the structure that is the first 18 years of life to suddenly being on your own. And so many decisions are suddenly completely up to you. Every day, you get to choose the type of person you want to be. Don't worry though, as we learned, Judaism has like a lot to say about this. How you should handle conflict, how you should go about friendship and betrayal, even what you should think about when you're making a meal. The lessons we learned together over the semester are just that, lessons. You can take or leave or add to anything we explored. I just hope you do it Jewishly. What does that mean? That is the super cool thing I hope you picked up on over the last 10 weeks. It's up to you to decide what that means. To me, it means to live with grace and compassion and empathy, to question everything while holding gratitude for it all. Speaking of gratitude, I am so grateful for the perspective you all brought over this semester. It means so much to me to hold space for others that was held for me. Please don't be a stranger from here on out, you guys. Please, I hope to see you guys at bagel brunches, other learning opportunities, also just around Hillel. My door is always open. Thank you guys. From here, we're going to listen to, our intern, Perla Zolt, is out today with a stomach bug, but she wrote down some words that she wanted me to say, so I'm going to just pretend I'm Perla. All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you. I wanted to welcome you all to JLF Commencement for Fall 2021. My name is Perla Zolt, and I've had the privilege of being the intern this semester. These last 10 weeks were filled with awesome and heartfelt conversations and a lot of learning. I did JLF last fall when it was online, so I was super excited to be involved with it in person. Doing JLF from the other side has really given me a lot of new perspectives on topics that we discussed this year. I really enjoyed getting to know everyone here and watching this group become more and more comfortable as the weeks went by. I think my favorite topic we discussed this semester was science and religion. As someone who plans on going to medical school, it was really interesting to hear rabbinical perspectives from thousands of years ago and see how they're applied in the modern world. JLF has been such an important part of my college experience. I grew up going to Jewish day school my whole life, so coming to a huge public university was really scary at first. Even though I didn't discover JLF until my sophomore year, it really connected me back to my roots and gave me space to discuss and learn about Judaism with other Jewish students on campus. I can safely say that JLF has made me feel more in touch with my Judaism, and I'm sure everyone here can say the same. It was an absolute pleasure getting to know all of you, and I will miss our weekly learning sessions together. I wish I could be here tonight to watch you all graduate from JLF, but unfortunately the universe had other plans for me today. I'm very grateful for these new friendships I'm formed here, and I hope to keep them way past JLF. Thank you, Perla Zolt. And now we're going to hear from a couple of our JLF fellows from this semester. So first up is Danielle Erdos.
Support. Can you stand behind the podium?
Oh.
Thank you.
I'm going to go ahead and pause the podium. Open my glasses today. Yeah, okay. So, hi everyone. It's nice to see you all. I wanted to start out by talking about Hillel in general. Hillel's been my second home for years. It is through Hillel where I've met my friends, worked as an intern, traveled to Miami, and gotten my job. I remember the first time I came to Hillel. It was in March of 2018 in my senior year of high school. I had no clue what I wanted to do or where I wanted to go to college, but I thought I would visit schools and see what they were like to help me figure it out. Judaism is very important to both me and my family. And the first place we went to decide which school I wanted to go to. So it was the first place we saw when we came here. Back then, the suite was upstairs, and it was half the size it is now. I was instantly greeted by friendly students, and soon met with Logan, who talked about the school with me. I loved the small and hospitable atmosphere of it, and how open and welcoming everyone was. And I knew that this is where I wanted to be. I also remember meeting Rabbi Sarah. It was still 2018, and I had signed up for the Hillel email list before I even came to the school. I got a chain email from her saying there was a job opening at a local Hebrew school, and I replied telling her that I was interested. When we met on the first day of college, she set me up with a job. From there, I ended up getting a job at a preschool in the same building. This is what led me to decide that I wanted to go into teaching, or at least some kind of helping field. If it wasn't for Hillel and Rabbi Sarah, my life may have looked very different now. These past few weeks have been an amazing experience for me because I got to see new faces and new people, get acquainted with Hillel, and hopefully they will find their home here as well. I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to learn and spend time with all of you. In this program, we talked all about the values that I've seen practiced every day in the suite and in the people who inhabit it. We talked about friendship and kindness, and we learned all about all of the Jewish values that Hillel runs on. I also got to know some amazing people that I'm very grateful for. I want to thank Rabbi Sarah and Macy for putting this all together. Rabbi Sarah, thank you for sharing your knowledge of Judaism and for always creating an open space for us to come and talk to you. Macy, thank you so much for putting all the events together and all the activities. It amazes me how far you've come. You went from growing up in rural Nebraska with very little exposure to Judaism to being an outstanding leader in the Jewish community. I'm so happy to have gotten to know all of you, and I hope you all continue to be members of Hillel and the Jewish community, and continue to maintain the friendships you have made in this class, and practice the Jewish values we have learned. Thank you.
And next, we're gonna hear from our second JLF, Dahlia, who's literally right next to me. Hi, everyone. For those of you who don't know or didn't hear, my name is Dahlia Fryer, and this is my first real in-person event with Hillel. I joined last year in the middle of the pandemic, and it honestly felt like I was one of the only students on campus. Wasn't much to do except sit in my room and do my homework, which was horrible. But the one thing that I had to look forward to were Friday night takeaway Shabbat dinners, where I got to have wonderful conversations with other students that I would run into, and Macy, of course. Hillel was a huge part of my life that first year, and it got me through a lot. And that's when I decided right there that I would continue coming no matter what. I wasn't raised super religious, but Judaism was always something I was proud of, and I got the chance to express that with like-minded people here. And it was in this very room where I heard about JLF for the first time. It was described as the ultimate experience. You got to learn, make friends, and see a bunch of things that you never thought you'd experience. I'm a long way from home, so that was important to me. I couldn't do it that year, which was awful, but I decided that I was going to try it out. Fast forward to now, and this was 100% the right choice. We made connections mentally, socially. It was so much more than I could have asked for because we all signed up because of the one thing we had in common, our Judaism and our pride in who we were. From there came deep-seated discussions about everything from values, morals, science, to concerts and the tests that we had taken about an hour beforehand. And this was eye-opening to me. I had never been a part of a community that was so different and had that one uniting factor. We're a mini community inside of a pretty small one already. So it was important to me to get to see all of your faces and get to establish connections. So thank you for all that. And I hope to see you all at bagel brunches, Shabbat dinners, and anywhere else that we can run into each other. Familiar faces are always nice to have in a school as big as this. Thank you.
Thank you, Daria, Danielle, oh, hi, yes, Casey, for speaking. Do any other students want to say anything about, doesn't you get the chance to prepare anything formal, like these students did, but if there's anything on your mind, the podium is yours.
Hello. My name is Andrew Glick. As you heard, unlike these people, I didn't prepare anything. But I would like to say that JLF has been a great experience. I've gotten to meet new people who share one of my defining factors, my Judaism. And I've been able to share and express my ideas, my beliefs, and they've all been accepted, whether others agreed with them or not. And vice versa. Everyone else shared their beliefs and ideas, and I listened and I respected them. I agreed with some, didn't agree with others, but that's okay. Because together we formed this bubble of learning and of beliefs and agreements and disagreements. And it was great, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm very glad I got to spend these past 2-3 months with these amazing people. Thank you.
I'm gonna see Bridget out.
Okay, super. All right. Just call them up one at a time.
Yeah, so we can't let you leave empty-handed besides your knowledge and memories. So Macy put together a little gift for you, each to have, and a certificate. And this book called 100 Suggestions for Seekers and Spiritual Activists, which is a JLF tradition to give as a gift. So if you see this on a bookshelf of someone else here, you'd be like, oh, you did JLF, so nice. Like Sari, for example, perhaps Matt as well. Yes, so this is a great book, really provocative, and something that you could come back to in 5 years from now and experience in a whole other way. So enjoy that. And Macy will call your names, and we want you to really like cheese, you know, with your certificate and stuff. Sari's gonna, yeah, sorry. Maybe come along in front so that Sari can take a picture of you. If you want to flip the map down, you're comfortable. You
guys are in alphabetical order, so first up is Skylar Barr.
It's a fact. It's a fact. That's all. Okay. This is great.
And Dahlia Fryer.
Yay! Yay, Dahlia! I love the pose.
I love the post too. I'm not there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Madato. So good.
Oh, sorry.
Taught me everything I learned about Judaism.
Oh, yeah. Elise Amitsado.
Yes.
It's such a
Right, love it. A few more things to say, and then we'll conclude our ceremony. But want to thank everyone here, the students' guests, everyone who joined us virtually. Thank you. And thank you, Macy. It's been so wonderful to teach this with you, and you were phenomenal in putting together all the many, many behind the scenes details. So thank you. And Perla, I'm sure you're watching the live stream right now if you're not feeling well. So thank you for everything. You're a great intern and put so much thought and care. And I hope you students know how much it meant to Perla to be your intern this semester. And I know that that it was an experience that she'll remember. So each semester that we run the Jewish Learning Fellowship, we encounter a new group of students with unique questions that you're eager to explore. And I've now lost count of how many JLFs I've done, but each one is absolutely different. And you've been a very special group to teach this semester, sincerely. And if I could summarize what makes you unique, the most common theme that I heard throughout your questions this semester was, what does Judaism demand of us? What does Judaism demand of us? And it's come in many different forms. So for example, questions like, which of the commandments do we have to do and why? To what extent can Jewish tradition change over time, and what must we hold on to in order to be authentic? Who holds a religious authority and who does not? Whose interpretation of Judaism is valid and whose is not? And minor question, what does God want from us, and how are we supposed to know for sure? We haven't answered any of these questions head on, and that's because these answers are ultimately personal. But we've tried to help you get answers to those questions on your own, and here's how we've tried to do that. So first, we've tried to emphasize that the best questions don't have simple answers. If you remember this phrase, machloket l'shem shamayim, give me a thumbs up if that rings a bell. Oh yeah, okay, yep, good. So it's an argument that's destined to endure, that never ends, that goes on. And this question of staying true to the past while adapting for modern times is a question that will always endure. You will answer for yourself just how comfortable you are with change and how much staying true to Jewish tradition is a priority for you, and how much you want your Jewish practice to match your other values. That is a very personal decision. Second, we've taught you to respect those who answer questions differently than you. You came in with this already, and so we've only furthered that along. Like the debates between Hillel and Shammai, we know that smart people can disagree and devout people can disagree. And it doesn't make them any less smart or any less devout. Hillel's arguments become law most of the time. Why? Who can tell me? Hillel, why'd you win? Yeah?
You put Shammai's teaching first.
Yeah, put Shammai's teachings first. Very good. And so he's respectful, and it's Hillel's model that we follow in our institution, literally called Hillel. Okay. And last and most important to Macy and to myself is that we want you to leave JLF feeling like you are well equipped to make these decisions. Because you are, that you are authentically Jewish and that your values are true and important. The word Yisrael, the name of the Jewish people, means to struggle with God. And our struggle is a holy one because it's a quest of trying to pursue truth. So we hope that you continue to learn and to ask and to listen and to ask one another questions. And we promise that if you trust yourself, those answers will emerge. So we hope that our blessing, is for you, is that you'll continue on that path and that you find it to be a very fulfilling one for you into the future. So let's all once again wish our fellows a big mazel tov. And we will say goodnight to everybody on the live stream. Thank you.
Love you, Mom.
And yes, hello, Mom. Hello, guys.
It was lovely meeting you.
It was lovely to meet you.
And if you want to hang on the Zoom for a little bit, and people can say hi to you, that's fine. But for students don't leave yet, we're going to get a couple group shots. Okay.